Hi, this is a statistics video exploring how we find the median from a frequency distribution table. Okay, so we have a score and a frequency here. This is a frequency distribution table. Now, if we wanted to find the median of this set of scores here, we have to add an extra column called a cumulative frequency column. And what it does is it adds up the frequency column as we go. So we'll be creating a total here, a sort of a running total of the frequency column in this cumulative frequency column, and we'll use it to figure out what the median of this set of scores must have been. Okay, so adding that frequency column up, the first item is a 3, so far the total is a 3. Then we add the next frequency to it, so the total so far after the first two scores, or two types of scores, is 10. There are 10 scores so far. Then we add the next frequency to make 12. Then when we add a 6, our running total is 18. Add a 5, we have a running total of 23. And we get a total of 25 in that cumulative frequency column. Now we'll just double check our work here by comparing the total of the frequency column. If we add that second column up, we'll check that this is going to be the same as the final item in our cumulative frequency column, because this cumulative frequency column is supposed to be adding up the frequency column, so the total for this here should be matching the total of the frequency column if we added that up. So we add this 3 and the 7, the 2, etc. We get a total of 25 for that frequency column, and we notice that the final item of the cumulative frequency column that was supposed to be adding up the frequencies is also 25. So we've done some pretty good work there. We'll be confident that that's correct, our cumulative frequency column there. And we'll use that cumulative frequency column to figure out the median. Now we have 25 scores here, so let's think about what the median score, if they're all placed in order, what the median score is going to be of 25 scores. Is it the 12th score? Is it the 13th? What's going on here? Well, what we do is, for an odd number of scores like 25, and there's previous videos on median if you wanted to go back and double check the system of finding out which score is the median, but what we do is divide how many scores we've got by 2, we get an answer of 12.5, and for an odd number of scores, I'm here to tell you that we're looking for a single middle score for the median, and then we find that by rounding up that 12.5, and it'll be the 13th score that ends up being the median here of this set of scores. So we'll use that cumulative frequency column to figure out which of these original scores must have been the 13th score if we wrote them all out in order. So let's have a look at our thinking here. So our first total, when we added up how many 2s we have, and there were 3 of them, so far we've got 3 scores. So the first 3 scores are 2s. I got 3 scores so far. And then this next item of 10 in the cumulative frequency column indicates that after we've added up all the times that 2s and 3s have occurred, there are 10 scores so far. So we're gradually creeping up on figuring out which one must have been the 13th score. So after the third row has been taken into account, after we add up how many 2s, 3s and 4s there are 12 so far. That's what's good about having a column that's got sort of like the running total of the scores here. There are 12 scores so far, and the next, if we look at the frequency column, after those 12 scores, the next 6 scores, this number here tells us the next 6 scores are all 5s, because the total has gone in this column from 12 scores so far up to 18 scores. So you can tell that the 13th score must have fitted in just after the 12th score, and there's going to be 6 of those scores, and they're each 5. So from that, just having a think about it and using that cumulative frequency column to help us figure it out, that 13th score must have been a 5. So that helps us to figure out that the median of this set of scores is 5. So we've just thought our way through that cumulative frequency column. We've gone down and thought through the arrangement of scores that we have. Now, to make this a little bit clearer, I'll also attack it from another direction as well. We'll still use the cumulative frequency column, but I'll just show you from writing out some of the scores that 13th score is in fact a 5. Because we figured out down here that we're looking for that 13th score because that's the one that we figure is going to be our median. So another way of thinking about it, if we write out these scores, we have 3 scores here, and they're all 2s. This is the type of score it is, and this is how many times it occurs. So we could write it out like that, 3 2s that we can see so far. Then we've got another bunch of 3s. So we've got 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all 3s if we wrote it out in order. So far we've got 10 scores, some 2s and 3s. Then this item here in the 2 in the frequency column here says the next couple of scores are 4s. And then the next 6 scores are 5s, 6s, and we've got 2 7s to finish. So if by writing it out like that, we can see a bit more clearly perhaps which one's going to be the 13th score. So that 5 there is actually the 13th score when you put all the scores in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can see that's the 13th score right there when you put them all in order. So that arrangement sort of helps us spot which one must be the 13th score, because we calculated that the 13th score would give us the median. If we wrote all those in order, if we put all the 3s beside there and the 4s and then the 5s and crossed off either end, we'd end up with a 5 right in the middle there. So I hope you can see from that, in a couple of different ways of explaining it, that the median can be determined from a frequency distribution table, and in this case our example set of data indicates that our median is a 5, because that's our 13th score that we were looking for in this arrangement. Okay, so 2 different ways there, I guess, of thinking about the same idea. The median is 5. So we added a cumulative frequency column, and that helped us figure out which score is going to be our median from our frequency distribution table. Thanks for listening. Hope that helps, and all the best with your studies. peterblakemaths.com